Nation of Fitin10, it is day 58, 12 days to go, and you can still make some good change in 12 days. You can. Trust me, you can. I normally do like a 12-week prep for a bodybuilding show, and you would not believe the change you can make. Now, you guys aren't as extreme, but you can still make what? You can still make mega massive change. You can still make mega massive change. Can you still make mega massive change? I think you can, to be honest with you. You can. Okay, especially if you are not, if you haven't really been on board. And you get on board. Numbers coming today, by the way. All right, questions here. Alternatives to barbell squats if you've got knee issues. So you are talking to somebody who has had serious knee issues since, I had my first surgery when I was 14. So it's been the nemesis of most of my life from 21 to now I'm age 41. 20 years, it's been a nemesis of mine, and I've still managed to squat pretty much this whole time with the exception of my hip, which I believe happened as a result of my knee. But anyways, so what can you do? Okay, you want to be easier on your knees? Go with a wider stance squat and sit back more into it. Now, you may have heard me say this before, or maybe you've heard me say it many times, but I cannot stress this enough. There is absolutely no way I can squat with a narrower stance, okay, or allow myself to have my knees go forward. Okay, if you have healthy knees, no problem doing that. I could not, I physically could not, there's no way I could do that. So, I mean, if that's the only way I knew how to squat, I'd be like, I can't squat. But if you take that wider stance and you sit back into your squat, you're gonna notice much less knee pain. Now, the other thing you can do, try to squeeze your bum. Squeeze your bum. Actively think about making that connection to your bum. Try to squeeze your bum the whole time that you squat. This is something else I do. If you can get your hips to take more of that load, and part of that is by squeezing the bum, your knees will thank you. And I can guarantee you, if you have any kind of knee pain and you squeeze your bum and you try squatting down, you'll be like, oh my God, my knees feel way better. Okay, so those three things. Okay, sit back. 2, wider stance. 3, squeeze your bum the whole time. Not just on it's easy to squeeze your bum when you're standing up, right? It's much harder to squeeze your bum as you're coming down and you're trying to lengthen your glutes, right? So that is my suggestion to you. If that's too much for you, let's try varying the distance at which you come down your squat with everything else that I mentioned. Okay, if that's still too much for you, then you just want to be careful that you don't compensate too much on one side, or else you can develop some issues like a hip problem. All right. I want to talk a bit about, what we're doing here, 3.5 minutes. I'm learning more and more about this virus. It's something that's kind of interesting. I don't really have any, I know this doesn't really give you any, arsenal in terms of fighting the virus or changing anything in your life. But here's something just interesting to know about the virus. So the way the virus gets in the cell is by attaching itself to something called an ACE2. Basically, it's what allows the virus to get into the cell. Okay, so there's an ACE2. You can think of it as like a doorway, essentially, that allows the virus in. And we have, genetically speaking, we have 15 variants of this. 15. That means that some people are more susceptible to that virus getting into the cell than others. So, and there's a different rate at which that happens, etc. And this is, most likely based off of your DNA. So that's something interesting to know. The other thing that's interesting to know is that once it gets into your cell, there is something there called TMPRSS2, and what this does is it basically plays a major role in the replication of the virus. And depending on the variant, again, that replication is either going to slow down or maybe not happen, or is going to, go very fast. So basically, we've got these two variants in our cells, and really what that depends on is probably largely your DNA. Well, I would say for, probably with certainty it's your DNA. So this is something really, really interesting to note. This is why some people might get it and they're carrying it, but they don't really have any symptoms, and they're not terribly contagious, and then other people are going to be super contagious. Because you got to think, if it replicates all through your body, then obviously you're going to feel that much more terrible, and you're going to be that much more contagious. So something very interesting to know. All right, let's get to the message of the day. Message of the day is this: you cannot lose in trying. You cannot lose in trying. The only way you can lose is by stopping. You cannot lose in trying. In fact, those who keep trying, and you're going to hear me say this over and over again, those who keep trying, those are those of you who will be successful. It's just that simple. How long, I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but really the determinant of success is how long can you keep going for? Or how long, better yet, how long can you keep trying? How long can you keep trying? It's the people that keep trying that are successful. It really is. That's what it boils down to. So keep your head up, keep moving forward, and keep doing this. This is the epitome of success in anything you do. The moment you stop is the moment where, I hate to use this word, but failure is inevitable, because you're not doing anything. It's not possible, right? Okay? So stay focused, stay healthy, submit and commit yourself to this challenge. We've got 12 days to go. Positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself for the love of God. And guys, it's Sunday. You got to send me your feedback. So do that ASAP, and I'll talk to you all very soon. See ya. It's on.